sounds like East Side, West Side. Hi, everyone. This is Georgette True, and I am the host. I guess I'm not the host. I don't know what I am today. Uh, I work for Attorney Davis. That I know for sure. I guess me and Stacy are hosting the show today. Tonight, and we have Heidi with us tonight as a guest. Hi, Heidi.
Hi.
How are you, baby?
Okay, hanging in there.
I know you are, babe. I know you are. So, what state are you calling us from?
Wisconsin.
Oh Lord, Wisconsin's. I spoke to about four people from Wisconsin today, and apparently there's no attorneys in Wisconsin that wants to be able to help people nowadays. You guys had two
No.
attorneys in Wisconsin that was taking private CPS cases, and now they're not taking any more cases. Is that true?
Basically,
Well, that sucks. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what's going on.
um, I was engaged and we have been forced apart by CPS. Um, because I had said when the CPS worker was here, she was lucky she came with a cop, or I would have not allowed her in my home.
But why was the
So,
there to begin with again?
um, they came to investigate the house because the daughter had got outside
Mm-hmm.
and um, the cops were called, and they say that the cops came looking for where she belonged, but I never got a knock on my door. My dad lives right next door. um, he never got a knock on a door. She has family that's across the alley. They never got a knock on the door. Me and my family went looking for her right away. I called her dad right away. Um, and let him know that she had went missing. We found out that she was at the police department. They released her back to her father,
Mm-hmm.
and then the CPS worker showed up here, and they said because the house was not in order and we were in the process of fixing things in the home, renovating, that it was not suitable for the children.
Hmm. But who called CPS though?
um I guess the police department turned her into CPS.
But okay, go on, go on. Okay,
um
that's horrible. This isn't just. Then what happened after that?
um Basically, they took his son from school, and um when they took his son from school, that's when he had another social worker show up here, and to tell him everything that was wrong that we had to fix. And she was with the cop, and I had said, she's lucky she came with the cop, or I wouldn't have let her in the house. And apparently she said I was threatening her.
They love to
So,
do that. Don't they love to do that, Miss G? They always love to manufacture threats. even though no threat occurred.
But only a demonic person, like I said to you guys many times, the devil would do that. I mean, you already know what happened recently with the neighbors here in my area, Stacy. They're demonic. A lot of people are demonic. Neighbors. I was mentioning that today earlier too. So that's
Yeah.
just wrong. Wrong. Just wrong.
So, and I have tried to talk with the higher up person and be like, hey, I work with vulnerable adults. How am
Mhm.
I a threat to these children when I work with vulnerable adults?
Mhm.
Oh, jeez. I see that often. Teachers lose custody of their kids, but they're teachers.
Oh my
It just
God.
it makes no sense.
Only during the school hours can they handle 20 children, but at home they can't handle one. There's something magical about school hours.
And I mean, we're talking about the same county that I was molested when I was a child, and they basically let me stay in that same home and placed my nephew in that home when they took my nephew out of custody with my sister.
We know this one, Miss G. That's the circle around, right?
That's the what again?
The circle back,
Hmm.
where they let you grow up damaged and then they come around to collect your kids. Job security.
Actually, I said that years ago. Remember? I think you recalled me saying that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I know what you're going to say because
Mhm. I said that years ago. That's why people will be like, Miss G, you said you like literally nailed it. And I'm like, you guys have no idea. There's so much that I know that you guys don't know. If you guys know everything I know, you would literally do something really bad damaging to these departments. It's worse than that. It's worse than that. That's
Mhm.
why it's when people say the system works, I look at them and I literally feel sorry for them because the
Hmm.
system doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't work. It's a lie. Whoever said it works is a lie. It only worked for them because of their connection with the courts. But there's no way in hell that the system works for an ordinary person. No way. It's impossible.
I just want to say though, I'm sorry that you grew up abused and they left you in a bad
Yeah.
environment because
But you see?
that's what they did to my daughters
Yep.
and my
Hmm.
son. And
Hmm.
my kids disclosed abuse and they left my kids with their alleged abuser.
Hmm.
And
It's
I
that.
see I see the effects that it has on my oldest daughter. She's dropped out of school. She had a fake education for the past while because she stopped going to school. So the father said he was homeschooling her, and the school was relying on the perpetrator father's reporting of attendance and grades for I don't know how many years now. And he would refuse to have her take any standardized testing so that that anyone could assess what grade level she was really at. And now she has no education. And my other kids are missing many, many days of school and are tardy all the time, and they leave the kids in that environment. And my older two disclosed
Okay.
sex abuse and strangulation. So I know how hard this is on my kids. And when I hear
Hmm.
you were left in that environment and you were left to be raised in that environment and your disclosures of abuse were ignored, it didn't happen to me personally, but I watched it happen to my kids and the effects on my kids.
I wanna say something to the kids out there and to others who grew up in an abusive situation and left there. The kids, the reason they stay there, that's the reason that they want to stay with the abuser, or they choose to stay with the abuser, even 50-50 with the mom, is because the government is telling them it's not abuse.
Yep.
The government is literally brainwashing their psyche, their mind, telling them that's why you're staying there because it's not abuse. So they see that it's okay. It's okay to remain there because
Yeah.
the government is saying that the reason they took me away from mommy and left me with daddy, who's the abuser, is because it's not really abuse. It's all in my head. That's
Yep.
exactly what they're telling children. And I want
Yep.
every child to listen to this shit because this is important. It's not all in your head. You're being abused. You're being
Yep.
abused emotionally. And when you're abused emotionally and mentally, that's worse than touching
It
you.
is.
That is worse than like literally smacking you on the face.
And you
Because
have no trust. You
you
have
have,
no trust towards the
yep,
system.
yep, yeah. So you're accustomed to the abuse. So you tend to stick with the abuser, right? And even if you report abuse while you're with the abuser, CPS will say, no, it's unfounded, unfounded, unfounded.
Yep.
That's exactly how it works. So, to all you kids out there who witnessed abuse and the system is telling you it's okay to be with the abuser, well, rest assured that it's not okay and that you're not crazy and that you're not, it's not all in your head that you really are being abused.
Mhm.
And when your mother is trying to help you and they're keeping her silent, is because they want you to continue in the abuse.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, abuse is not normal.
Yep.
It's not normal. It's not a normal behavior. I've talked to teenagers who say to me, well, my friends are going through the same thing, so every father does it. No, you're just attracting the abused kids because you're abused yourself. So
Mhm.
you're not with normal kids. You're with kids your own. You're that dealing with the own situation you're dealing is because you're attracting that energy. But if you're not in an abusive situation, you're gonna attract a different energy. So I'm telling you right now, it's not normal to be with the abuser. It's not normal for the state to tell you it's okay for you to be with the abuser.
That's right.
So I want every child to hear this, and I want every adult to hear this, and I want every teenager to hear this. Whether you're preteen or you're a teenager or you're a young adult, please listen to me. I'm begging you because you're being brainwashed, thinking it's okay. It's not okay. It's not. And if you have a good mother who's guiding you, who's fighting for you, it's because she knows what happened to you. And she knows what's going to happen to you in the long run if you convince yourself it's okay. You're going to attract abusers just like your damn father that abused you.
It's true.
You're going to attract that in your life. And then you're going to live a cycle in your life, young ladies, where you're going to
Yep.
be always in trouble with the law, where they come after your own children because you're attracting that in your life because the system told you, the government told you it's okay to be with an abuser. Change that cycle.
Mhm.
Change it now. If you have a good mother, be with your mother. Don't be trauma bonded with your father who's abusing you. Don't be trauma bonded with any person abusing you. So if you're with your father, he's abusing you and you know it's abuse, but you're denying it because you were told it's okay, you need to get out of it. You need to get out of it. I know friends who grew up without a father and they're thankful because they're away from the abuse.
Mhm.
They don't want to be there. They made a decision from young age to be with their mother because of the abuse they've been dealing with. Remember, an abuser will always buy you something to keep your mouth.
Mhm.
An abuser will get you something like an iPhone or a tablet or, whatever that you want. Not
Yep.
need, what you want. And they will attract you by things to keep you bonded with the trauma. Gaslighting you, then the next minute they love you. They abuse you, and the next minute they're getting you something.
Yep.
That's abuse. Stay away from it, or you're going to live like that for the rest of your life, because we have a screwed up government that I don't even say may God have mercy on their souls anymore. They're so screwed up. They're so screwed up. They're so bad. They're so possessed by demons. There's no help for them because they allow children like you and other children deal with this trauma. And that's why women
Hmm.
get into an abusive relationship, one after the next, because that's what they're used to with their home father.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
I'm sorry to take over, Heidi, but I felt this needs to be addressed.
No,
Trauma
100%
bonding.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trauma bonding is a problem.
Yep, it's the truth. Thank you guys. But again, I mean, like Stacy said, I'm so sorry you grew up in a home like this. That's what we're trying to stop, Heidi. We're trying to stop children from thinking abuse is okay. But I'm speaking from the depth of my heart. There's children who are teenagers that I spoke with from ages.
I didn't have a good relationship until I met this guy, my my fiance that I can't even be around. And he is a great father to his children. And I think that's also what got me so angry when they came in and they took his children. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? There are people out there that deserve to have their children taken. And you're taking children from a man who doesn't deserve that.
Mm-mm.
So we see a lot of times, and I think, Ms. D talks about these people being demonic.
Mhm.
But that being said, I don't disagree, but I think a large percentage of these caseworkers are borderlines. And one of the things that borderlines like to do is triangulate relationships. And they love to break you apart, make you weaker. So you're going to fail if you stay together because that's what they tell you. And you're going to fail if they break you apart too, because that's by design as well.
Mhm.
And they're telling you to sign your home over to him.
Either sign my home over to him or he has to move out.
I mean, since when did they become judges that they can court order you to do a real estate transaction? I thought they were child protective services, not Realty USA.
What? Okay, first of all, did I just hear right, or am I losing my mind here?
No,
These
they're telling
people
her to
forward.
sign her house over to an ex.
They can't do that. I know they've lost their mind, but damn, that's criminal. That's another criminal act they're committing. They can't force you to do that. Heidi,
With the threat of her kids. Coercion.
dude, no, you can't. You can't. You can't. That's crazy. They want you to be without anything. Nothing.
Yep.
They don't want you to have anything in your
And they
name.
robbed your childhood too.
Yep.
Say what?
They robbed her childhood by making her live with an abuser. And then now that she's an adult, they're taking her home away from her and telling her to sign it over to somebody else that she's not with anymore.
What? I'm. I hate to say that I'm not surprised because I'm not. Um. Um. I was told. People tell me that they told their abuser to stay in the house and they have to leave, but not give their house to them. Meaning, not write off the house to them. Are you sure that's what they said, Heidi? They didn't say He can stay.
That is what they have said to him, that he basically can not have his kids here because I am a threat to his children.
But why can't he stay at his own house? Why must he stay in your house and you have to give him your house?
He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have a house right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is, oh my God.
So if she evicts him, then they're going to take the kid from him too.
He's having to see his children over at his baby mama's home.
His baby mama's home?
Yes.
Who told you this? Which social worker told you this?
I was told I can't say names.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. You're right. I forgot.
We
Sorry.
thought we heard it all, Miss G, when they were making someone take their drug test from the hair down below.
Oh yeah.
I mean, today's just.
It's getting worse. CPS is getting worse. If this doesn't make you guys angry, I don't know what will. But this is, the judges are getting worse, dude. The social workers, judges, district attorneys, all these people, they're not for you. Patty, I know you can't give her name, and I should know better, but I'm so angry that I forgot the rules. Okay. If you don't mind, if you're not using your phone, would you please text me that BIT and then 2 other letters, name, and her phone number. Can you do that for me?
I don't know her last name.
Do you have her business card? I want to give it to an attorney in Wisconsin
Okay.
and see what he can do, because I was told he doesn't practice CPS law, but
Okay.
I just want to ask him about that. I just want to talk to him. I made a lot of attorney friends in other states because I used to call and interact with them to find out what they do, so I can help people get attorneys in other states. But then I made friends along the way. Okay. I would like to ask your opinion on that, because that really pisses me off. I mean, everything they do pisses me off, me and Stacy, but this one, the private part hair, and for a judge to tell a woman, do you have hair down there in court? That is so disgusting to me.
I can tell you that I do hair follicle tests.
In courthouse. We have
That is crazy. I've never heard of that.
Right.
Yeah, I do.
Benches.
I do hair follicle tests for my occupation, and I can promise you, we have never taken a hair follicle test from down under. Never. Because I only get paid so much an hour. That's like you need to be paid like a high-end escort rate in Las Vegas to obtain that during the workday. We do not ever. So I don't know if the judge ordered it, but I don't know.
I actually am on my phone right now. I don't know. Can I text it to you later?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Grace will give you my cell work number.
Okay.
Well, Miss G, I was just saying as you were texting, we have never in our occupation ever done a hair follicle test from that. And so if the judge ordered it, I don't know anyone on the medical profession that would actually carry that order through.
But for a judge, a pedophile, only a pedophile would say something like that.
Yeah.
Only a pedophile would say, hey, a judge, it should be an honorable judge. I can never say honorable. I swear on the Holy Bible. I never in my life, well, not in my life because I've never been to court before, but during my divorce, I never said honorable. Never.
Miss G.
Because to me, they're not honorable. They're crazy. What?
What was the reason that he did that? Like, did she shave her head?
No.
I missed that part.
She didn't shave her head. The only thing she did was color her hair.
Well, coloring your hair doesn't alter a drug test.
Yes, coloring your hair doesn't alter drug test. The only thing that alter drug test is bleaching your hair, and it has to be really like intense bleach, like where your hair turns white. Okay, but coloring your hair itself um, is not whatever covering drugs. No, no, because I mean, what the hell? I mean, what is this? And drugs are making someone take drug testing is not even lawful.
Right.
It's illegal search and
It's
seizure.
illegal. It's so illegal that you can't tell an officer in court, well, I know I'm right. I'm going to take a lie detector test, and I'm asking the court to demand that the officer takes a lie detector test too. You know what the officer's going to say? I don't have to do that.
Well, not only that, but some of these drug tests, depending on which ones you use, are about as unreliable as a lie detector test.
Exactly. Do you know that your hair attracts everything? As soon as you walk in the air, you're
It
attracting
does.
marijuana, you're attracting meth, you're attracting God knows what else drugs is
Yep.
out there. People are
Yep.
using. You don't know what they're cooking at home. You don't know shit that your neighbor is doing. And as soon as you walk out the door, you're attracting all this shit on your hair. Then they say, let's do a hair follicle test. And yes, it's going to attract something. Okay? Because honest to God, the only way you know if you're doing narcotic drugs or not, ask a physician assistant in front of you right now. Stacy would answer that question. What is the best procedure to do a drug test? What is more accurate? You wouldn't know?
Well, I remember Vince Davis actually saying, but is it? I think it might be with a gas chromatographer. So if you do the hair analysis, but it has to be with a certain machine. And I was thinking, I wonder if that was a gas chromatographer or not. I'm not super sure, but I've actually done gas chromatography in my career as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what the machine was that he was talking about, even gas chromatography, you can make mistakes with. It takes a really trained eye. It's almost kind of like reading another language in some ways. Like you have to be experienced with it to know what the bands are, and sometimes they come up in different ways and things. Actually, I have a great example. Where I live, the forensics lab director just came under fire for scrutiny because she was trying to force a veteran scientist in the lab to sign off on the credentials of one of the technicians.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept saying, no, I'm not comfortable signing off on her. She's going to make mistakes. And he was saying that she's not had enough exposure yet to understanding the lab analysis results. And he kept on insisting that she's going to make mistakes. And in fact, she did. And there was more to the story too, because I actually read the lawsuit directly, not relying on the media reports of what was going on. And the lab director got her position because her brother is a senator and gave her that position. And so she felt untouchable. And when these veterans in the lab were saying they didn't feel comfortable signing off on this technician, she retaliated on them. And it was a father and daughter that were the veteran technicians. And she retaliated by sentencing the daughter technician into the leaded firearm room. So and there, all the walls, and I think even it said even the ceiling is leaded. So it's just meant to go in there and temporarily shoot off firearms. It's not meant for your office to be there 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. And she's like, what if I get pregnant? Are you going to keep me in this leaded, basically toxic dungeon? And they're like, there's no relief in sight for you to be relocated from this office. So they were heavily retaliating on this lab technician for her and her father saying that this other woman was too premature to sign off on her privileges for testing. So, my point being is that even with the correct machinery and however expensive the equipment is, it's still even subject to the interpreter and their credentials and experience.
That is,
So, so this stuff is it's all, um,
it's not
subjective.
accurate. It's not
Yeah,
100% accurate. Bottom line is not 100% accurate. You can do a drug test, like a blood test, or I don't know, whatever, a urine test or all that, but it's not accurate because there's certain medication that you take that has some kind of drug in, narcotic drug in it, that's made with that narcotic drug. Meaning, if you take over the night NyQuil, which I don't even
right.
do anymore,
It is true.
There are
you
some things that mimic, yes.
listen, that's not fair. Then why are you selling it? See, that's I feel like the system is made to fail us. This is how they're selling drugs with narcotic components in it, right? Then you take
Yep.
that drug over the counter. Then they say you're addicted to drugs, but then you're not addicted to drugs because you only take it when you have the flu. Then when you take it when you have the flu, then they say she needs to go to a drug rehab. She can't have her children. But you know what? Narcissistic social workers, I want to tell you something. One day something is going to happen to your children or your family members, and you're going to remember all the mothers that you damaged and all the children that you damaged because of money. Remember, when you die, you're not taking money with you. You're not taking a piece of
Yep.
clothing with you. You're not taking your Lexus or your Teslas or your BMWs with you. You're not taking
Yep.
anything with you but your deeds. Only your deeds
Your
you're taking
conscience,
with you.
if you have
So,
one.
we can't harm you physically because that's not what we parents are all about. We just want our children back. That's what parents care about the most. But then because you know what the parents care about the most, and you look at your own pockets and you want to satisfy your needs by having money to live on every day. And the amount of money that you get on just stealing children is massive. Massive. So social workers out there, my name is Georgette Truan. I would love to talk to one of you, and I would love to really sit down and maybe bring you back to realities because your
Hmm.
supervisor is not going to help you when
No.
God remembers you, when God says it's time for you to go to Him for Judgment Day. Your supervisor in your department is not going to help you. She would need help herself, baby girl. Those people are not going to help you. So therefore, either you change your attitude. If you really got into this business to help children, then do it. Because
Yep.
right now you're nothing but the devil's playground. And all you judges out there, shame on you. Because all you do is eat sushi and caviar and fart while you're sitting in your black robe and make decisions on families you don't even know anything about. When you see a mother hysterical in court, it's because the mother is broken. You
Because the mother
stole
cared.
her heart. You stole her soul. You left her
Hmm.
without
Yep.
nothing to stand on. And you expect the mother to be cool? Something is
Yep.
wrong with you, judges, that actually have that mindset. And you too. God is not going to come. You're not going to go to God with your credentials. You're not going to go to God and say, I'm a judge. He doesn't give a
You
crap if
know,
you're a judge.
I started going to school for health and human
Woo!
service, and I quit doing it because there's no way I could go and take away children
Wow.
that don't deserve to be taken away and leave children in the home that I know deserve to be taken out of that home. And that is the whole reason I gave up on doing it.
This is sick.
Miss G, I just want to touch back real quick on the drug testing. I know we kind of surfed past that topic, but I wanted to come back just on one thing because if even what they're doing in the professional laboratories is so sensitive and still prone to error based on credentials and so forth,
Mm.
remember, social workers are going into people's homes, marching with their little home test kits for drug abuse. And do we think really that a social worker with a little home test kit is going to have accurate results over a forensic lab that still doesn't even have accurate results.
You know what's
And
going to
they
happen?
chose kids
The
based on
social
those
worker
kind of
is going to
studies.
take that container, and the social worker might seal it in front of you, but it's just a freaking tape seal where the social worker is going to go to her car and get her probably cousin who does, he's a meth head, and she knows about it, and use his urine and frame you for it.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot trust them. There are reports in the media of people with CPS that have been busted for falsifying drug toxicity reports. So you
Yep.
really can't trust them. Not only are they using completely fallible and inaccurate tests when they march into somebody's home, they are also subject to falsifying them because the reports have been out there of people getting caught doing it. And again, even when results are taken to a professional forensic laboratory, this is the debacle that's going on inside of these forensic laboratories between directors and technicians. And no, they don't have enough experience. Well, you better sign off anyway. I'm going to sentence you to the toxic leaded dungeon if you don't sign off.
Yep.
So, um, and they're using these very inaccurate results to do with such harsh remedy. When we're drug testing, it's, hey, maybe we'll give you a job. This is, you're taking away their child.
Hmm. But they don't want them
Mhm.
to react, Stacy. But the point I'm trying to make earlier is that they want them to be like, they don't want them to show any tears, because when they cry over their children, they say they're mentally unstable. Well,
Yep.
mother F's, if your child is snatched away from you, judges or social workers or district attorneys, you know, um, or court appointed attorneys out there, if your children are snatched from you, losing your child, either way, through death, accident, through this, through that, how would you feel? Would you just sit there and smile? Are you going to sit there?
Even if it's not your biological child.
Ridiculous. This is fucking, I'm sorry.
It's ridiculous, Miss G. But it's not mistake. Either if you did nothing wrong, they're going to make something up. That's all it
Yep.
is. Don't get all offended when they say you have mental health issues, because they don't necessarily truly even think that. They're just doing that to trap you because they're manufacturing fake stuff. It's not
But they're
anything to do with
manufacturing fake stuff because they're desperate to get money. I
their
mean,
your kids.
I
Yes.
see they're using the children as weapons
Right.
against the
Yep.
parent, because the only thing that's going to break a mother or a father is losing a child. Mothers
Yep.
do not recover from losing a child. I don't care
They
what
don't.
I don't care what the pharmaceutical companies say. Drugs that they can
Yep.
use, that's all BS crap. It's crap. It's crap. It's crap. Because not only silence you for a brief minute, it's like a band-aid. You put a band-aid, right, to cover the wound, but it's not healing it. You have to uncover the wound for it to heal. So the drugs that they give them is just to temporarily keep them medicated.
Yep.
But you took away the only thing that will make them happy. It's their children. So everybody makes money off of us, and we're still paying their salary. I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying. For the love of God, listen to what I'm saying. There, everyone makes money. The police, the nurse, no, let's not talk about nurses because I love you, um, or doctors because I love you.
You can say whatever you want to say, Miss
Okay,
G.
well, okay, some pediatric part of the hospital. They're making money off of your children, off of you. The police is making money off of you. The judges are making money off of us, of all of us actually. Um, court-appointed attorneys, psychiatrists, therapists, pharmaceutical companies, um, court-appointed attorneys, district attorney. All of these MFs are getting paid from us. How
Hmm.
dare them come after us who are really legitimately good parents, not beating our children, not abusing our children, take our children from us, and we're silent because we're told that if you speak up, you're not going to get your kids, and then you don't speak up, then they take your kids anyways. Then when you come back and speak up, they're going to say, well, why didn't you say something before? Why are you
Yep.
waiting now to say something? See, you guys have to understand the strategy of a demonic individuals. You guys have to understand that they're already 100 steps ahead of you. They have everything covered. They know what fears a parent. Children fears them. The devil will use what fears you against you. That's why in my prayer shows, I told you guys not to speak it out loud. Do not bring it to surface. Do not say what your fears are out loud. Do not. Do not. Because the devil will take it and use it against you. Because his purpose is what? To break you. Social workers are demons. They want to break you. How are they going to break you? Your children. The only way to break a parent is their children. It's not even their job. It's not the job, their career, it's their children. That's what breaks you. Because there's a bond between you, mom, you, child. That no matter how many homes you go to, young kids out there, you will never replace your mother. Ever. You don't even have that bond with your father. You have it with your biological mom. This shit is studies made on that. There's studies done on that. And the only bond the child has is their mother from 0 age. When they come out crying, they know what their mother's heartbeat sounds like. You depleted, coward entities of demonic playground. You will have to answer to God one day. And I'm telling you that I used to say, may God have mercy on your soul. Now I say, may God's wrath pour on your soul. May God's wrath pour on your whole family. May God's wrath pour on your homes. Because you are destroying innocent people's lives. You are destroying children. I have no sympathy for you. You're lucky that God is merciful. Because damn, I wouldn't be merciful with you. I really
His
wouldn't.
six, his 6-year-old daughter has asked him when she can see me,
Unbelievable.
Oh.
and she doesn't understand why she can't see me.
So if you're abusive to the child, why would the child ask to see you? Because definitely they're keeping her away from you. They're not telling her to love the abuser. They're not telling her you're not abusive. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They only coerce them when they're with the abuser. Am I right or not, anyone? I mean,
yeah.
come on. Stacy, are you with me?
You know, I always say I agree with you, Miss G.
Ah, wow. Okay, I'm not saying father no bond. I'm not talking about that kind of bond from Monda Johnson. I'm talking about a maternal bond. Did the father, did the baby come out of the father's vagina? I mean, let's be real. Was his
Miss G,
umbilical cord attached to the baby?
Miss
We're
G,
talking about maternal bond. Go
that
ahead.
looks like another fake name.
Yeah, come on, grow up, please, grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's not use, guys. If you wake up, actually, you know what? Let's. I never said fathers are not important, Framanda. I'm the first one who loves her father to death.
Miss G, I just really think that's a fake name, and
Yeah,
I just
it's
don't want to get
another.
much
Is it
attention.
another Peter, or was it Peter? Was it
Right?
Peter? Yeah,
Tiny Peters, yeah.
Tiny
Mhm.
Peter. Okay, he made another name. Okay, let's
Yeah,
let's
no, this is
let's
Miss
just let's
G.
just let's just remove Tiny Peter. Number two.
And his friend. Yeah.
Yeah, or his friend. Yeah. This is so ridiculous. That's okay. So these are the demonic people I'm talking to you guys about. The haters out there, they just come on my show and, they just say some stupid crap, make you sound like, oh my God. But you know what? I'm not going to even pay attention.
Right.
Crazy. Crazy. They're so concerned about my show to say something negative than
Right.
to get their own kids back. So
Right.
focus, people, on your own kids. Focus, because I'm not here to play games with you. I don't play games. I speak my truth. You don't like it, then hell with you. I don't give a shit. Period. So, boo boo. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, Felicia. Yeah, that's stupid. They need to grow up.
Okay, Misty, let's talk to Heidi.
Yeah, Heidi, go on, Heidi. I would
Give
rather
her
talk to
her
you.
Mhm.
Ooh,
time.
So
yes,
yeah, so I'm just
where she wanted to see you. That's the last thing you said.
yeah. She asked Dad when she could see me, and he had to tell her that she could not come see me.
You know, Miss G,
Mm-hmm.
I identify a lot with Heidi because of what happened to my daughter and the growing up she described. But I also identify because Heidi gave her heart to another child.
Yes, you did.
And I just want to tell you, Heidi, this literally happened to me today, and that's why I'm sharing this story with you. But there was this little girl, my daughter's best friend, when we were growing up, and this little girl, she idolized me, and I
Mm-hmm.
adored her. I loved her,
Mhm.
and she wanted to become a medical person like me. And her mom told me, she's like, "Is there anything we can get her into at her young age to help, develop this?" And so when she was this little girl, I think she was like 12 or 13, I took her to get certified in CPR because she wanted to be a medical person. So we went and I sat with her for 4 hours and watched her do her first ever chest compressions.
Mm-hmm.
And then her mom and I sort of had a falling out, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever about your mom." And I certainly didn't tell my child to stay away from her mom, but she told her to stay away from me. And it broke my heart because I did adore this girl. And now she's a teenager in high school and she's applying to colleges. And she just sent me a letter today that she missed me and that I was her aspiration to apply to medical school.
Mm.
Wow.
So, this amount of time that you've had with this little girl, don't think that it isn't with a great impression no matter what CPS does.
Yep. I agree with Stacy on that 100%, Heidi. I mean, she's how old is she, Heidi? How old is she?
She just turned 6 in September.
Oh crap. She's still young though. I thought, if she was like a teenager, she would I was gonna say she's gonna come home to you. A child that loves you, especially, women have maternal bond, even for other children, right? They have
Right.
this maternal bond. It's a given to us by God. It's a gift. It's a gift. Now, I'm not talking about abuse of women. I'm not talking about abuse of, people like that. I'm talking about the maternal bond that you have for children. It's not just your own. It's other people's children as well too.
So
You
here's the
know,
Mhm.
text, just so you know, I'm not making this up. I'm
we're
going to
not
cover her name.
we're not making it up.
But it says, "Good evening, Miss Sunletter. I hope your day is going good. I wanted to show you this because you're a big person in my life. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten into medicine. Sending you warm hugs." And this was her admission letter, too.
Oh.
I am so happy to hear that. See,
I have a young lady who is now 22 at 15 She basically adopted me as a mom figure to her. Um, she was pregnant, and um, I have trouble having children of my own, and she was worried about how I would feel. And she came up to me and she's like, "Are you mad at me?" And I says, "No, why would I be mad at you? You know, obviously God felt the need to give you this baby." And she just automatically bonded with me. And like I said, she's 22 now. And her first baby, of course, CPS came in and took away from her. Um, and I was there throughout that whole ordeal with her. Um, and she has two other boys now. She has a 5-year-old that just turned 5, and she has an 8-month-old. And I consider them my grandkids.
You have love in your heart to give.
This is this is so sad. I mean, I hear stories like this all the time, Heidi, and I don't know if you ever watch my shows when I discuss the teenagers that grew out, the kids that grew out of the system. Oftentimes, when they grow out of the system, they start researching, right? They have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of questions about CPS. They have a lot of questions about their childhood. They want to find their family. Several of them came across my show. I kid you not. They called me and they would tell me, Miss G, I want to talk to you. I grew out of the system. I'm 18 years old. Whatever, whatever, whatever. We need to sit down and talk. And I would actually meet them. And they told me stories, horrific stories. They told me stories where um, the social workers know about the abuse, but they tell them it's not really abuse, that it's all in their head. Um, they make them question their reality. They make them double check themselves to the point where the children grow out of the system thinking something is wrong with them because they kept them medicated, because they would cry over mommy at night, they would cry over daddy at night. you know they want mommy
Mm-hmm.
and daddy, or they want mommy, or they want daddy. Either way either way the children are not okay being away from their parents. They're not.
Mm-mm.
The
They're
mother
not.
breathes in a million, trillion, actually trillion pieces. The father feels like he failed his family.
Yep.
And that's where the role of parents come in. Fathers are the protectors of the home and their family. Mothers are the nurturers. Mothers are the life givers. So a child needs both. But the child's connection with the mother is way more intense. Even scientists did studies on this. You never remove a child from their mom. Even from birth, they know who their mother is. That's
Mm-hmm.
how much of a gift you stole away. But see, you can't steal what God gave. You might think you won, social workers, but you haven't. You can't steal what God gave.
That's right. That's
Can't.
what I told my adopted daughter.
There you go. Can't steal it, baby. But it will come back to you. You just don't know how it's going to come back to you.
Yep.
Can't lose your faith in all this, because that's the devil's work that wants you to lose your faith. Like, I'm being attacked on my own show right now. On Davis's show, my shows, me and Stacy, we get attacked every time from somebody who's trying to be disguised, who's a coward, don't want to show their true name to everyone. They use different names. They attack us.
Mm-hmm.
But Miss G,
They will attack. They will constantly attack you.
they don't attack you in any way that makes them look good.
I know it makes them look like stupid. They make them look stupid, but I get
Yeah.
it. But what they do, what I say, attack, Attack us is more like writing stupid comments or accuse you of something that's not true. They're so they're stupid. They're stupid.
Gross.
They're gross. They're gross.
I
They're
mean, if
truly
that's the feather they want to wear in their cap.
exactly
Hmm.
right. Whether they're females or males, they're gross. They're gross. They have no life. Go get your children back. Instead of devoting your energy on me like this, negatively, me and Stacy, go get your kids back. Invest it in something positive. That's all I have to say about the haters out there. Invest it in something positive. But don't lie and say you got your kids back when you didn't, all right? I'm telling you, Heidi, right now, um, that child is gonna come to you. You just don't know how. You have to keep your faith. And I know you're a woman of faith, I can tell. Keep your
Hmm.
faith, Heidi, because the devil is trying to get a reaction out of you. The devil is trying to get to you. So don't allow him to do that because he got to so many parents. Don't allow him to get to you because I have a feeling she's going to come back somehow. Yep.
Hmm.
Just
I
like
have.
this little girl came back to me. She remembered everything and she carried my love with her and it inspired her to go into medical school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, a lot of times people focus on the negative,
Mm-hmm.
but I just want to remind you, Heidi, um, just like you said, you stepped away from a type of position because you didn't want to have to report children and feed the system.
Yeah.
Um, there's not, all the things that I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
I like the person I am today more than the person I was before I knew what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change the way that it's made me. I wouldn't trade it. And there isn't just PTSD as a result of trauma. There's also post-traumatic growth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I want to thank you for caring for kids in the way that you are, that you didn't cow down to these things that you knew were wrong and would hurt children. And you stepped away
Hmm.
from it for that reason.
Hmm.
And I just want to remind you, some of these things you've actually thrived against their evil attempts. And, I think that it's unfortunate sometimes when people separate us from kids and things, but um, that little girl, regardless what happens, I mean, I hope you get to stay in her life, but even if you don't, you're always going to be in her life if, with good influence and you'll stay in her heart. She'll come back
Thank
around like
you.
Miss G said, you know, and you're stronger and more wise. And I'm sure your priorities are rearranged because of the trauma that you've been through.
Hmm.
And, there's things that I don't care about anymore that I used to care about. And I look back and I think I'm so glad I don't care about those anymore because these other things are far more important.
Hmm. Like I said, I take care of vulnerable adults and I love my job.
Yeah. And you probably do it more passionately than a lot because of the things that happened to you.
Yeah, I do.
Wise words, baby. Paula said that. I agree with Paula. Wise words. Um, you know, Heidi, I'm telling you right now, you just don't know. Keep your faith. Don't let it. Don't allow the devil to question your faith, to make you question your faith. God is good, Heidi. I've seen miracles happen. Seen miracles
Hmm.
happen. Also, God knows the heart. When your heart is pure, when your heart, God knows the heart. You can't deceive Him. A lot of people think, well, I can say to God, I love you, and I'm going to pray so I can get my kids back. But God knows that you're only doing it to get your kids back, right? God wants you to love
Right.
Him. He can't make you love Him, but He wants you to love Him. So keep your faith, and I have a feeling something is gonna happen. I'm telling you, Heidi, you just never know. I'm just
Stay
God.
strong, Heidi. Stay strong and keep doing the right things. The truth always comes to light. It doesn't
Yes,
necessarily come to light um, on our agenda and what we think is the right time. But the truth always seeks the light. And you stay good, you stay strong, and you will prevail.
Mhm.
It might not be tomorrow like you want it to be, but you
Right.
will prevail.
The truth, I'm telling you, Heidi, evil people are not going to get away with this. Believe me, I
Mhm.
witnessed this. I witnessed this. They not. They make you think they are, but they're not.
Evil people, they have a hard time with delayed gratification.
Uh-huh.
They want immediate results. They want immediate things. They want immediate money. They want immediate gratification, and they don't think about their future. They don't think ahead. Like life is not a game of chess to them because they're living in the moment and want things right here, right now. Um, but when you stay good and you stay strong, they fall and you keep rising.
Right.
And believe me, you're going to sit back and look at them like this with just a smile on your face. That's what I do now. I just go, I must be that important
Hmm.
if they're putting their energy on me, right? All of their
Right.
energy devoted to you. That means you got something in you that they wish they had in them.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what evil
Hmm.
people do. When you have haters going after you, you have something in you that they want.
Well, Miss G, a little step further, if
I love it when she does that.
if you don't have
Raise
haters,
her
you didn't
hand
do much in the
for
world.
Miss G. What?
You're you're not advocating if you don't have haters.
Dude,
That
that,
is true.
yeah, that is very true. But the haters are hating for something completely different than advocating. What it
Correct.
is, haters hate you for saying the truth about them.
Right. Yeah.
When you expose them, they hate it.
Yes.
So they come after you.
It's their kryptonite.
Yeah, truth is their kryptonite. They can't work that way. Miss G has to not say the truth. Miss G has to kiss their buns, but I don't do that. So I'm a gangster. This world.
Street justice, Miss G.
Yeah, I'm a gangster of sweet justice, baby. Yeah, that's right. Look, I'm wearing my scarf and everything. I know I should have worn my bandana better, right? I'm gonna buy a bandana and I'm gonna wear it. I'll be like, West Side. How do you do West Side? We talked about this. Is it like this, people, West Side? I don't know.
Miss G, you're
Or the
asking the
East
white
Side.
girl.
East, no, this is West, I think. And this is East. I'm the East Side. Or is it the West Side? I'm the East Side. I'm on both sides. I'm on the CPS defense side. I'm the gangster there. There you go. CPS gangster. There you go. I'm a CPS gangster. No, I'm a CPS gangster stopper. I'm a CPS stopper gangster. How do you say it again? I'm a CPS gangster stopper. Does that make sense? I'm going to terminate CPS. There you go.
There we go.
Gangster. I'm a terminator. There you go. I'm a terminator. I'm a CPS terminator. That's a good one. Miss G, CPS terminator. Miss Stacy, CPS terminator. Miss Heidi, CPS terminator. That's good. Paula, let's have that title, baby. Let's do it. You guys want to call it that? You want to call
GT
it our show
style.
that?
Yeah.
CPS terminators.
Terminators.
Fight CPS with CPS terminators.
On that note, Miss G, I
Dang
kind of
it!
got to get
I
going,
said it.
but I'll be back.
I know I'll be back. I promise. It's a threat. Heidi, would you like to join us? Continue this next week, God willing, on Monday.
Sure.
If you can, that'd be great. Can you let Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday ask Grace? Grace will know my schedule better. But yeah, let's do that. And we're gonna come up
Okay.
with another show, CPS Terminator.
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you. Talk to you later, Heidi.
Thanks for coming on, Heidi.
Bye.
Bye.